Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, so there's news breaking by ABC News that Donald Trump shared nuclear secrets with an Australian billionaire who was a member of the Mar-a-Lago Country Club. In this article, it's this billionaire, his name is, where is it here? Anthony Pratt, I believe. Anthony Pratt. His industry is packaging products. He was making conversation with Trump and was, urging Trump that Australia should buy American submarines. And then Trump allegedly leaned over and told Mr. Pratt the number of nuclear warheads that the submarines could carry, that they normally carry on a regular basis, and just how close those submarines could get to Russian submarines and still remain undetected. Which is already bad enough, because one of the things with having the documents illegally is bad enough he doesn't have them in a secured area, but this is kind of like the worst nightmare. He's just, he's showing them to people like we heard in that audio tape, and now there's stories that he's been telling people what nuclear secrets that we have in other national security items. And then, according to a former Trump employee, minutes after Trump had met with Pratt, he overheard Pratt talking to other people and sharing that information with other people. So within minutes of Trump telling this guy about what our nuclear subs could do, this guy's on the phone or talking with other people telling him what the president just told him. Now, This former Trump employee and Pratt both talked with Jack Smith's investigative team, and Jack Smith's team talked with Pratt twice. And in their conversations with him, Pratt described Trump's remarks to at least 45 other people: 6 journalists, 11 of his company's employees, 10 Australian officials, and 3 former Australian prime ministers. Now, this guy did say, he never showed me anything. This is just him telling me that. So whether it's true or not, I don't know. But he did repeat what he heard. So, great. Trump's team is just like, leakers are going to leak and you shouldn't believe anything they say. And Jack Smith's team did not indict Trump or anybody else on this. Now, is that because they did not find it credible? Or is it that you don't want to confirm those national secrets got out? You've got them on all sorts of other stuff. You don't need to go for this one. And that way you can keep things a little more secret, contained. Let's find out. What's the situation? What's the energy around this latest revelation that Donald Trump apparently loose lips sink ships, and this guy can't shut up. Interesting. Okay, so we got the Two of Wands. It's actions taken. What's the energy around this? This is him, just telling people stuff. He doesn't think. Ace of Wands, you've got this great idea. Two of Wands is you start exploring that idea and checking things out. So, he's just talking to people around the world about what the U.S. can do around the world and its capabilities. And it doesn't even occur to him what he's saying in the impact it has on the U.S. and the world. All he knows is that he's just making conversation and sharing a little bit of stuff that he knows with somebody he thinks he can impress with that little bit of knowledge. Yeah, that's what I mean by he doesn't understand what he's doing. He doesn't understand what he's doing with the intelligence and with the information he has, but it's also, low energy, Page of Swords. He is the spy in the camp. He is the one telling the world about our ability to respond to things and do things. They don't have to look for the mole. He is the mole. And underneath it all, it's just, he's told people information. Maybe not in this particular instance, but if this was just this 10 of Pentacles was just for this incident, It's because he was going to follow up and brag about all the nuclear subs that he sold to Australia and how much money he made for the government and what a great businessman he is. You know, you could that's a real easy progression to fall down with him, right? But also, don't discount for a second that he wasn't selling this information to. He may not have sold it to this person in this instance, but if he's going to tell some random guy, well, he's a billionaire, if he's going to tell some random guy in his club that with the nuclear capacity of our subs are, can you imagine if somebody offered him $100,000 or $500,000 or $1 million for information, what he would tell them? Okay, so in the past Wheel of Fortune, I don't like that. Spin the big wheel. Let's see what Donald's going to tell you today. Every day is a prize. Are you going to get the minor prize? You're going to get the major prize. You're going to get the grand prize. He's random. You never know what you're going to get with him. And unfortunately, I think we're going to suffer the consequences of his actions. Current situation. I think this is Jack Smith and team. And again, in the article, it mentions that there's no indictment on it. They've been trying to keep a lid on this information. Now, ABC got it out, and I would like to think that ABC has at least corroborated it with a couple of sources. That would be a standard way of going about it. Certainly, Jack Smith's team had Mr. Pratt and this former Trump employee corroborating that Trump told this guy stuff. I mean, the guy said, yeah, he told me this, and the employee heard Pratt telling people that Trump told them this stuff. So I think they've been trying to keep this under wraps. They did not want this information to get out there because this really undermines U.S. foreign policy, U.S. national security, and what other countries are going to trust the U.S. with their secrets when Trump's out there blabbing them. Overarching energy is judgment. Again, I think the reason why they didn't pursue this in a criminal filing is because they're trying to keep it under wraps. And it's not that they would be judged, but they've got so many other things they've got this guy nailed on. They don't need to bring this one up. This one's information that's best hidden in a dark room somewhere and hope that it doesn't come back to bite us. And there's no reason to panic people with this information. But at the same time, what's it gonna take to break the spell on the MAGA folks? All the defense hawks out there that support the GOP and support Trump. What are they gonna say when they find that Trump has been telling the world our secrets about our submarines? They look like submarines are in the water. Giving away naval secrets and nuclear secrets to people. Now, they might justify, oh, it's an ally, it's Australia. Yeah, that time. What about the times that it wasn't an ally? Wake up. It's an absolute betrayal to the U.S. It's a betrayal to the country. It's a betrayal to our secrets. It's a betrayal to our people. It puts lives at risk. And, new contingency plans and new things need to be done because you don't know what he said and who he said it to. The outcome of all this is the Four of Swords. Jack Smith's team told Mr. Pratt not to mention this information anymore, whether true or not. Just don't mention it anymore. And they will do what they can to try and bury this story. They're not. I don't think they're going to pursue. They're not going to obviously pursue this story. They're trying to keep this under wraps. They're trying to keep this quiet. That doesn't mean they're not investigating it. That doesn't mean there isn't counter-espionage type of actions going on to try and find out who the information has been leaked to, but they're not going to advertise it. This is going to be a very, very covert mission. Again, because Trump and money. Trump and money, Trump and value. Got to be the alpha in all situations. When do we get to pick up our balls, our jacks, and go home? Oh, God. The hard part is nobody here is surprised, right? Nobody here is surprised. The hard part is this is just that confirmation of the thing that we have been dreading for a while. Yeah, he had the documents, but there was no proof he had shared the information. Well, yeah, now there's audio proof he was flipping a map around, but that's probably not a big... Oh, well, now he's telling people what we can do. What can you remember off a map versus what you're told about specific capabilities of our submarines in this case. And even Trump, there was a quote in this ABC article. Let me go down to it. That's right. Last year, so 2022, while needling the Biden administration for what he said was a weak response to Russia's war in Ukraine, Trump said that if he were still president, he would make sure Russia understood that the United States is, quote, a greater nuclear power, unquote, with the, quote, greatest submarines in the world, unquote. So, always telling on himself. Always telling on himself. Did these secrets get shared with foreign powers? Hang on for just a second. Okay, we're back. My son came over for a quick visit, so now I have to just remember where I was. I believe I was going to ask, has Trump shared these secrets with enemies of the U.S. government? Not allies, non-allies. I'm thinking Russia, China. He could probably throw Saudi Arabia in there. Trump shares secrets. Hey, that's a yes. That's a, look what I got. Aren't I impressive? Look at all these interesting things that I have. He's a braggart. Because he's weak. Because he's weak, he has to boast and brag. Did he say share it? Yeah. And there, people were probably fighting. It's almost like people were bidding. There was a bidding war to get the secrets he was selling. And that doesn't mean he didn't sell it to multiple parties, but he was causing an absolute flurry of activity with these offers. These countries could not get their spies in there fast enough to get that information. He has no appreciation for the value. Well, he has appreciation for the money he gets, but he has no appreciation for the hidden costs. The people, the informants that were lost or the lives that were impacted. He only cares about what he gets out of it, and he doesn't care what happens to other people. There were absolutely dire consequences because of this. I know Linda G talks about, U.S. spies and U.S. agents dying, or informants of the U.S. dying in other countries because he sold the secrets. And then those countries took that information and acted ruthlessly. He's the spy. He's an absolute spy. And, it's like if somebody asked for something, yeah, he'll get on it. And then he would provide it. If he thought he can make money off of it, he would react swiftly on it. Will justice be coming for him? Possibly. Or this might just be, they acted, and once they got the information on the spy, they acted swiftly to eliminate the threat. And the beat goes on. And the world goes on. And now we've got to start over again and find more stuff. And if he could get more information, he would continue selling information because it's a money-making thing. And what does he love more than anything else in the world? Money. It's the most valuable thing to him. So, entertainment purposes only. Yeah, this is not good. And it's probably as bad as we fear or expect. And Lord knows it might be worse than that. But I think they've stopped, basically the U.S. government stopped him at this point. We've staunched the bleeding. Now it literally is assessing all the damage to the patient and then taking steps to mitigate that damage. But the damage is done. And again, this is, I think the U.S. government won't let out that much of that information because it shows the vulnerability of the U.S. on something like this. But at the same time, if you don't let enough of that information out, then the people don't hear about it and they don't learn, and then they don't change their behaviors and their mindsets and their attitudes towards those that would sell state secrets. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and comments and everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm beast so that new viewers can get introduced to my videos. And to those new viewers, welcome to the channel. I usually try to calm things down as opposed to amp things up, but this one's kind of a little bit more of an amp things up type of read. But again, understand there's nothing we can do about it now. We just have to deal with the consequences. What's happened has happened. It's just getting confirmation. But we'll be okay out of this. If anything really untoward was going to happen in the United States, it would have happened already. Okay. Anyways, thank you for watching this video and hope to catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.